Woo! All right, baby. It was a good day out here trading today, making three separate trades. We got some options, we got a loser technically, and we got a nice big winner. So hopefully you guys are gonna enjoy this video today. I'm extremely tired. Had a little bit of an emergency at work, so I was up most of the night when I wasn't expecting to be last night. I'm trying to go to bed. But let's trade. All right, first trade today was on AFRM. You can see it right here below me. It's getting into the 16s right now on the scanner and is actually making a pretty nice move here, pushing up into that 67 level off of 67.40. So I'm watching for a 67 pop here. It goes ahead and does pop there. I hit the short and I got a little bit of slippage there back down to under 67 at 66.96 on the fill with 100 shares. So I'm now looking for 67.50. If we can get above 67.50, it actually runs right below it and stops and does not get up there. So I was not able to get the add in here on AFRM. You can see I had a few orders out if it came back down, but at this point I was watching the market. I didn't get the add in. It actually got up through 67.50 a couple minutes later, but at that point it wasn't the right spot to add in. So I cancel those out. I cover out half of my order right there, and I'm like, okay, I reduced some of the risk on this one. It's not quite working out. I didn't get an entry towards the top of that move, so I'm just kind of reducing my risk down on this one. If it wants to break down with 50 shares, great, but if not, I'm gonna just cover this one out at basically break even. So I'm watching the market at the same time, and right around this time of the day, even though later on in the morning the thing went basically straight down, around this time of the day the market was pushing up. It started making a stronger push up right around this time, so AFRM wasn't able to break down. I'm watching it, the market is moving up, and I decide, all right, if this thing starts to move up here through 67 again, I'm probably just gonna cut this one off at break even, live to make another trade. So it moves up through 67 there. I cut it off. We lose 50 cents on the trade. No big deal. Managed it pretty good once we got into that one and live for another. So next trade of the day here was on Tesla, and this one was a little bit different. This was not my normal type of play. This was on some Tesla call options here. Like I said, the market was moving up nicely. Tesla was showing some strength throughout the morning, so I was thinking we had the opportunity to possibly get up and break through new highs of the day. So I go ahead and get one contract started there at 9.50. I add another one in there right below 9, and I'm going to add two more in, thinking that we're going to get a nice bounce here off the VWAP level. The market looked like it was starting to bounce back up again a little bit at this point, moving up towards high as the days. So I thought I was actually in pretty good position here. I finally was able to get into some options with a little bit more size, got up to 4 total contracts there with an average of 846 on the premium, but it didn't bounce very well, and then the market started turning over, so I was watching it here and I was like, all right, if we get up through 850, I'll probably cut 3 of my contracts off just to reduce the risk down. So I cut 3 there, and then I'm watching it and the market really starts to take a dive, so I'm like, okay, this isn't the one that's going to be it. So I just cover off the whole thing there, plus $50. Not really even a win per se with the contracts and how many I had, just kind of cutting that one off as well, but made a little bit of money on it at least. Then CFBI, I was actually editing my video and I had to turn on record here, started screaming on the scanner right below me. You can see hitting into the 40s here. I go ahead and get started. As it popped through 15, I actually meant to start with 200 shares, but I only had 100 shares loaded up in the order entry screen. So I'm now watching it. I'm like, okay, this is one of those price levels. I've got plenty to borrow. I got plenty of room. This is one of those ones I can potentially build up a nice size position in. So my thought process is now that if it wants to continue moving up towards that 1550 area, I'll start adding in. And a little bit differently though, because I only got 100 there to start when I meant for 2. So now I'm kind of thinking, all right, if it moves up, I'll put 2 in, and that'll basically be like a 300 share starter rather than adding in. So it starts pushing up towards that 1550 here. I'm looking for a 1550 pop for 200 more to get to that 300 starter, which is what I'm looking for because I think that I can add in some size on this one. So I go ahead and put an order out there at 1559 once it popped through 1550, and I get the fill there. So we now have 300 shares short at an average of 1541. and I'm now going to look for a move towards 16 to add in 300 more shares. Now, normally in this type of situation, I would like to see a move through 16 before I got the next add, but in this case, because I was willing to get in bigger share size, because I had a lot of shares to go, I decided I was going to, if it gave me the opportunity, front run that 16 a little bit with 300 more shares if we got up into the 1590s, just in case it decided it wanted to make one of those moves where it runs right up to it and then fades off. So I'm looking for it to move up through the 1590s here to put in 300 more shares on CFVI and get up to 600 shares total. So I'm watching it here. It popped up through the highs a little bit there, but didn't get up towards 16 quite yet. So trying to figure out what CFVI wants to do here. So I'm watching it and I'm watching it. It's into the 1575s, looking for a push towards 16, ideally still through 16 I would love, but I am willing to take it if it gets above 1590 and stalls out there for a minute or two. So there it is. It's pushing 16 exactly. It didn't quite get there, so I go ahead and add 300 more shares in. I now have 600 shares short at an average of 1565. 1565, 300 shares, 600 shares short, and we're going to look for this thing to come back down through 1540 to take half the shares off. So looking for a move here through 1540. We've got 300 shares loaded into the order entry with that 1540 limit. So if we get below 1540 on the bid, I'm going to go ahead and hit that button and try and get the fill there. So there it is, gets below. I get filled right there at 1540, and those 300 shares are only at a $2 profit on those. But I now have 300 more shares short at an average of 1590. So feeling really good about that. I'm looking for now 1520. If we can get down below 1520, I would love to take another 200 shares off. So I add 200 shares into the order entry with that limit there of 1520, and I'm going to look for that move. So here it comes. It's below 1520 on the bid. We hit the button. We get filled there at 1518 with 200 shares. Now have 100 shares left, and at this point, I've been trying to go to bed. I was editing my video, so I'm like, all right, I'm not going to give this thing much room to bounce back up. If we get back up through 1540, I'm probably just going to stop it there, even though it's got plenty of room to continue running with that 100 shares, which would have been nice with 100 shares still. But it starts popping up towards 1540. I go ahead and cover the whole thing out right there for plus 200 on CFBI. So very happy with that one. Worked out pretty much exactly how I wanted to, except not getting the right starter there. But that's going to do it on the day. So up about 250 on the day. Pretty happy with that. Really good start to the week. February is off to a great start. If you want to use the scanner that I use to find all these entries like I was showing you below my face there, check the link in the description below for the Intensity Stockwatch scanner. Code GDTISW will get you 20 to 30% off every single month. I'll see you later.